Welcome back. We are covering top 25 companies to work for in the next 10 years. If you got to work, work for the best. And we're covering number 12, United Health, United Healthcare. Before we get going, do me a favor and click the positive feedback mechanism on whatever platform you're listening to this on, whether it be a podcast or YouTube or whatever that is. Typically, there's a way for you to give feedback on the content you're listening to, and I'd greatly appreciate it. And it also lets the platforms know that you appreciate it and helps them distribute it to the other beautiful, good-looking, smart, intelligent, type A, high IQ people such as yourself that took the time to stop by and check out the content that we're creating here. It's free advice from your uncle, and I'm Uncle Paul. So we're covering number 12 here, United Health or United Healthcare. And I'll speak as somebody who's worked in the healthcare industry for I don't know, what has it been? Maybe almost 10 years now. I've been working in healthcare. Specifically, I've worked in a variety of different healthcare platforms, such as, on the clinical side at the hospitals and hospital systems. And I've also worked in healthcare and health sciences as well. And then I've also been a customer of United Healthcare and been, my family and I have been very satisfied and happy with their product and offering. Has been very comprehensive. And actually, we've had them off and on throughout the years. It's probably my favorite, that and, another, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, we've also had very good positive feedback on. I'm not promoting one or the other, but so I'm just letting you know that I've had them as a customer as well. Have not worked for United Healthcare at all, but a lot of positive feedback from folks who have that. It's a small, industry. If you work in healthcare, you see a lot of crossover there. And again, they're one of those companies that I think is really strong. And the reason I like healthcare is because of, what happened this past year and a half that we've been dealing with from a global health and crisis perspective. So I think it's going to be around, working at the current, company that I'm currently working with. That was a huge change for them. It's becoming a focus. And I think you'll see that as a focus, number one. But number two, we have, an aging population, here in the United States. We're not quite as aging as some of the other countries like Japan and China and Europe in terms of them actually, going into kind of a crisis mode because their population growth is not sustainable based on, the number of aging population that, is dwindling. So I think that the opportunity for long-term stability and job security, healthcare is going to be one of those as, our baby boomers retire and get older, our Gen X's, which is, I think, what I'm considered, that's also starting to get a little bit longer in the tooth with each year that passes by. There's a major need for quality healthcare. I have a daughter who's a nursing student, and I still kind of read the statistics in terms of needing healthcare workers. And there's still a huge demand. And knowing what I know about healthcare, working on it from an IT, perspective as well in healthcare and health sciences, there's always a need for and always jobs there. So, and I don't think that that's going to go away in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, to be perfectly candid with you. So again, something for you to think about for yourself, or if you have kids that are coming out of school or starting school and you're trying to direct them, I think this is a very stabilized, industry. I do want to throw this out there before I end the video though. I think with the burgeoning of, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and decentralized finance, I think there's two industries that may be in jeopardy in terms of change, or three actually at minimum. But so number one is going to be banking. I think the banking as we currently know it is going to be drastically different in 5 years. I really, really, in 5 years, not 10 years, in 5 years, we're going to look up and say, hey, you remember when we used to go to physical banks? That's going to be one thing, right? And get loans from physical, banks that have brick and mortar, locations. That's going to be one. Healthcare is another one. I think that what's going to potentially happen is probably already in the works, and I just haven't discovered it yet. But there's going to be basically a tokenized healthcare system. It could be, specific to country, or it could be global, where you get allocated a certain amount of healthcare tokens that you can, use at various different places, whether it be preventative medicine or maybe it's emergency room. But I think it's going to take a different shape in terms of what it looks like, because it's going to cut out that middleman, that model, right? And then the third one is also property and casualty, home and auto insurance. That is definitely going to be going, and maybe sooner than healthcare does. Is going to go by the wayside in terms of how we currently, see it, right? Those points of presence, whether it be a State Farm or an Allstate or a nationwide, presence that you see there, those companies may not even exist, because I'm not sure about where their strategy is in terms of getting ahead of the curve in terms of cryptocurrency and blockchain and the tokenization, of our economy and just commerce. I think they're going to be gone too. So anyway, I know this is a little bit longer and I ran on, but I still think healthcare is a good solid one for at the very minimum the next 10 years. And so that's going to do it. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, hit the alert button, and click the positive feedback mechanism for whatever platform you're listening to this on. I greatly appreciate it. It lets the platform know, and we'll talk to you at the next video.